What's going on, guys? Welcome, welcome. Daniel, drop that intro.
Thank you guys for joining us for another Tuesday night live. I get that you're like, it doesn't look like a Tuesday night. Looks like a Tuesday day. You wouldn't be wrong, but it's pretty bright outside for 6 o'clock right now. We're gonna have sun for another about 2 hours, which really is throwing off my cadence. But it is Tuesday night. We're here. We're being joined by Nick from CastNCrank, also Viking Heads, which is really cool. Episode 89. So I'm excited.
Shoo! 89.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, guys.
I
Can't believe it. I think the last time we had you, Nick, was like episode 3
Yeah,
or
it was
2.
yeah, it was 10. It was a long time ago.
I remember the first time I saw your page, I was like, podcast, that could be neat. And I looked at how many followers you had, and you had 92 followers. And I thought, how cool would that be if this guy got big and I was following him before he was at 100?
I've never got
And
big. I just ran my
dude,
mouth.
it's been pretty cool to see all the stuff you've done, the ups and downs,
Thanks.
and the full swing and momentum.
Yeah,
Like swing.
Yeah, like full pivot to bait making.
yeah. I mean, it was. I like making stuff. I've been doing it my whole life. Like either if it's music, everything I get into, I usually have like a little phase. So it'll be played in hardcore bands forever. Had a kid, couldn't do that. Got into disc golfing, did that for a long time. Then I started fishing, and then that was just took everything over. And then probably like 2015, I started making flukes. 16 with whack. So it was me and whack fishing, and I'm like, I want to make a bait. So I made a fluke because we were fishing gulp jerk shads like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I cuss? Is it okay if I cuss?
sure.
It helps if you don't.
Okay, because I feel like I'm saying for YouTube.
Yeah, because we're monetized. We don't make a lot, but every little bit helps.
No, I won't cuss then. So I was making a lot of baits, and then I.
So what was that bait? It was a fluke?
It was like a small fluke. Like I was just learning. So the first one was out of plaster of Paris, the mold I made, and just copied like a little plug. Then the next one, I started finding the smooth on and started making it out of that. This was. You couldn't find stuff on the internet. It was the tackle. Gosh, I forgot what it was. Tackle Underground, and that's where I found a lot of the stuff. So I made it that way, and then I started looking at podcasts, and that was when I got I was still into music, and I was a recording engineer before too when I was in the bands. So I'm like, I need to use this stuff. This is easy. So then I found I always say the world's greatest fishing podcast. It was out of San Diego. I don't know who did it, but it's pretty old, probably 10 or 15 years old, and it was good. So I listened to that and then just started my own. I mean, it's supposed to be whacked. Everyone knows that. Was supposed to be the original co-host. He didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it?
He doesn't like talking.
He's like,
as it.
no. Yeah, he's very. He's
tried
not
to
a
get him
very
on here,
big
and
talker.
He goes, I won't even go on CastNCrank.
Yeah, he went on there. I think it was like 20 minutes, and I tried to get him to talk.
But he would always be there. Like he would be there, right?
Yeah, he used to co-host like when we did the Butch Brown live. I couldn't run that on my own. I had like 4 people helping me. So he would be there asking questions, monitoring like the YouTube questions. And then Phil was doing the same thing, like interjecting. That was so much crap to put together to get that one to work. That was a lot of work, dude. I was using that one thing that hooks up with YouTube to do live. I forgot what it's called. Like a program you had to hook up my ATM Mini to that. Then I would go to
Yeah, because I mean, the technology back then wasn't podcast heavy, I would say. There's been a huge boom in podcasting, but even then, a lot of new technology to make it more accessible. So it's like you definitely had to jump through hoops when you started. Even, I mean, they were around, but again, it's like in order to get them where you wanted, how you wanted, cross platform, this and that, I can't even imagine
But then you would also like you were also editing those, right? Like a lot of
So
those
the beginning, it was only audio, so I would just record it in GarageBand, dump it into
Mhm.
I found Buzzsprout was what I used in the beginning. I just Googled something, got the RSS feed. Then I started recording them, and it was going pretty smooth. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm using this. I used Pro Tools my whole life since I was 21. So I'm like, I just bought Pro Tools. It was expensive. Like my first initial investment, probably like $6,000, dude, and everything that I bought.
Oh, wow.
You know. And then,
But it's one of those things, right? Like you go in
yeah, that's
or
what
not,
I mean. So then I liked doing that. Then I wanted to do video, so I tried the GoPro thing, and I just didn't like it. It's like audio. I want it to be the best. If it's not the best, so I ended up buying a camera, and then learned I got the wrong DSLR because you can't use certain DSLRs if they don't have an HDMI output, and if you record on a DSLR, it'll overheat. If you just straight record to the DSLR, so you need an external drive. That's when I found the ATM Mini. So I started doing that. And then I'm like wanted multi-channel. So then I had to fucking press the back and forth while we're talking on the thing to get a multi-view. And it was great. I mean, I monetized that for a while. I mean, I think the best I did was #1 on outdoors. I took a screenshot of it, which at the time was crazy because I had to go up against Meat Eater, everyone.
Yeah.
So I had #1 on outdoors. And then the most listens I had in a month, I think it was 92,000.
Damn.
Dude, we get all pumped up if we break 500.
if
It was
on an episode where we break 500, there's a conference call after that.
Hey guys, we did it.
We did it.
Quit your jobs.
Can you believe it?
It was cool. And then I signed with that outdoor network. One of the outdoor networks is a podcast. And, that's when I started going with them, and the way it worked, it was cool. I don't know if they care. I'm just going to say it. I don't even do podcasts anymore. So they pay you 50% of the revenue. So the way it works is when you do a podcast, you don't want to get screwed, especially if you have listeners. So you're going to go to a guy and like, say I bought the network, whatever network on Megaphone. Megaphone has paid advertisement. They pay you a certain amount per ad per 1,000. So say it's, I don't know, $19 per 1,000 or whatever the ad runs. They'll give it to the person that owns the network, which is, outdoor network, and then they split it again. So they get half your revenue just because they run the network. So then I started digging into that, and they sent me the wrong numbers once for the whole outdoor network. And I looked and I'm like, why am I barely getting that much? And I looked, and I won't say the numbers, but I was 1/3 of the numbers for all the podcasts that were on the platform. So if you took that third, that's how much listens I was getting compared to the whole combination of people.
Yeah.
Mine. And I was like shocked because there was a huge podcast on there that I thought, man, this guy must be killing it. He wasn't.
And you were doing better.
And I was like shocked. I was completely shocked.
He just had that aura.
But I think it was just good, the uniqueness of it, man. Like
I always said on here, like I come from never like being like knowing anything. I come from like being curious. And I think that'll kind of bring me back to the point of why I stopped doing the podcast or why I did. I lost the curiousness of that. Like you can only do so long, dude. I learned so much, and I'm so grateful for everyone that I had on. But they showed me the ins and outs of every freaking thing there is.
But did you ever catch a yellowtail?
Yeah, it was a little. The yellowtail was little. I did that. Cody and Tracy saw it. They were there. It was funny. And there was a seal chasing it. Like when I, but back to the curious thing, you let everyone tell you everything, and then the procedures. And then when I know the procedures and you're telling me yours, I'm like, well, so-and-so said this is the wrong procedure, but I don't want to correct you because I want to come as like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So it gets like bad like that to where the point where I'm like, I don't feel truthful anymore. I don't feel like I'm telling the truth. And that's when I'm like, okay. And not anyone like lying for someone or something like that. More of like I don't feel the honesty when I'm asking these questions. Like, I know what you're going to say. You know what I'm saying?
You're not being you anymore.
Yeah. So that was kind of like, I knew it was happening. I tried again with John and Caesar, and it was fun. And then I had at the end, I think I had like 3 or 4 we canceled, either due to the topics, sometimes so personal with the guys. These topics can get real personal because we're friends.
Yeah.
Stuff like, well, we can't release it. Half the podcast was about that, and it's like, you can't. That was
Can't do that.
3 different phases. The beginning phase was it wasn't good enough. The middle phase was we got too fucked up, or sorry, trashed. Then the last phase was kind of like the subjects could get weird because it almost turns into a debate sometimes. Maybe I'll go, what about this? I love playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So I got to know everything like about a bait. Like when someone's saying, the only way you can fish this bait is this way. I go, okay, what if you do this though? And this.
Yeah.
Well, I interviewed the guy that did that. So he kind of explained it. Like that's what it turned into. And I'm like, no. As Reyes would say, the Sally Jesse Raphael of podcasting.
Yeah.
By the way, Reyes is in here.
Yeah. It's exactly what it turned into.
My wife gets mad at me because I don't want to say I play devil's advocate, but it's like I want to know both sides so that I can make a better judgment, but also just know and then make decisions based upon that. To where it's like, if somebody's, all about this bait, this is the best bait in the whole wide world, it's the only bait you're ever going to use, I go, okay, well, here are all the pros. Are there any cons? You're
Not
like,
if you're
I just
talking
wanna
about
know.
the fluke.
My wife.
Talk about that, Luke. What do you mean by that?
We're not here to talk about me and how much I love flukes. We're here to talk about Nick and how he pivoted and he's not doing podcasts and what he's doing now.
Yeah.
So let's jump into that.
So
you're not doing podcasts.
Before we jump into that, you're done with podcasts or you're on a break?
I would come back for certain people. I have a list of maybe 5 people I would come back and do them for. But right now, like I said, I kind of made a priority of the kids basketball stuff. And
so there's like 5 dream episodes that might get dropped as one-offs.
There's probably 3 episodes that I could drop, but I'll never drop because the guys asked me to never do it. There's an episode.
But that's not what I meant. But I meant like if the timing came out for you to interview a certain person, you might do a one-off.
Yeah, the number 1 person would probably be Mike Long.
That would be fun.
That'd be good. The Rock.
No, Rock's an idiot.
He said no right away.
But I remember in the early days, you would talk about how you'd been messaging The Rock.
I did.
You're like, I'm asking if he's not answering.
I'm too cool. No, the second person would be James Shamlin. I feel like OG's talked about a lot. OG. From what I've heard from all the people I respect in the Calico industry, he's kind of the OG. When everyone has the same story. He had the Arky head. No one had a weed guard on it to fish it for Calico. He made that jig. So like they made it. Mike, Lane had the mold. People had it. All these guys were buddies. So I would come back to do James Shamlin too. That would be one where I'm like, yeah, that was great. But I feel like I pretty much did everyone I wanted to do. Like it was kind of, and I did it very well. I feel like I got everything I needed to get out of those guys. So
I purely selfish because the people I want you to do are like the top 10, not even the top 10, the top cheaters of sport fishing, whether, bass fishing to potentially, borderline poaching basically in saltwater. Because that I think would be like a tell-all episode of just wrongdoing. Where have they gone? What have they done? Because there's been a lot of people that get caught and then just you never hear from them again. To where it's like, dude, I want to hear some of those stories
that have gotten caught that that just they're still doing stuff. Like it depends on what you mean by got caught. I know there's guys that like fish like freshwater tournaments that got in huge trouble and they're still around.
Yeah.
Fishing, and
dude, there's a lot of people that get exposed on the internet, man.
Well, because there's more internet and more social media and just more filming, stuff is just coming out. Accidentally, somebody filmed somebody in the background, but my Instagram recently has been like, so and so cheated through the last 10 years and then has never been seen again. And I'm like, man, I want a follow-up story. I want like a 60-day later kind of thing.
Those would be fun. I like those, and that's why I'd almost want to talk to Mike Long to know, like, hear what his side of the story is, because I mean, of course, everyone knows he cheated. You could see it. 100%.
Yeah.
His side of the story, he's like, I like money.
Yeah, and that's what maybe he was like, bro, I had to get him, and it is what it is, and it's like, if I say, hey, I messed up, people should be like, all right, yeah, I get it. It's like, instead of holding a guy to the fire, I've watched these guys on the tour. You'll see them throwing swim baits and snagging the hell out of them. You know you're snagging on live scope.
Well,
Look,
it's
funny and go, oh no, I'm just watching TV. No, I've seen Bobby Martinez throwing that.
Oh no! Oh, he missed it. Oh, he missed it.
Yeah, so I mean,
it.
let's get it straight. Now, are they eating it? Yeah. Sometimes are they setting the hook on that bass, and it, it might not be eating it, but they set the hook on it anyway, and it's next to it hitting it. Would you consider that a snag? I mean,
well, I remember one of the things you used to ask, if you were like, you say bed fishing isn't okay, but it's okay during tournaments. And people be like, well, yeah, when there's money involved, and you're like, why does money change it being ethically okay?
Yeah.
And it seemed like you never
That
had
is
someone
true.
give you a straight answer out of that.
Yeah.
And it's all kind of along those lines. Like, it's just the next step.
But even, let's be serious, even on Instagram, I know when you've caught 5 fish on an A-rig and when you haven't. Okay? And I know when your video cuts, and I can see and I'm just talking everything, okay? I know when that bait's perfectly placed on that lip. We all know that's never going to land that way, ever. Sometimes, once in a blue moon, but every picture, there's no way this is going to be like this. This is going to lay like this.
You will never know if I put my bait wrong.
Well, you know what's funny? The last bait I posted, it came out, and I set it on its forehead.
See,
I was like, I'm not putting it back in. I'll just set it right here.
That's cool. So it's like, do you put those people onto the flame as well? Because if you notice, like, well, what about these guys that are posing with fake baits? Or what about a guy that leaves a fishing company? What about a guy that, like, it's hard to keep someone like to the flame when it's like they did it for money. They did it because they needed something else. The guy fucking cheated because he, had to sell product,
Had to pay the bills.
Tom said, got to do the walleye weights.
People who are just skeptical initially. So I know there was some people that were questioning the big bass that Luke caught, or the amount of big bass that Luke catches.
The one in particular, they were questioning the sugar shaker, and someone goes, "Yeah, I think it's fake. I think he put those baits in there afterwards." But the guy he told that to was like, "I've been on the boat with him and watched him."
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that bait was going off for a while.
Right now they're on such small bait, you can still get them on the 4-inch shaker, and it's just waiting for the cycle of that bait to get a bit bigger. Until I haven't been fishing them because they're not on big, like, they haven't even really been wanting 5-inch paddle tails as much.
Yeah.
But as soon as they start eating those 5-inch paddle tails, those sugar shakers are on the boat waiting to come out.
But
that is true. You do say that.
If you're fishing the wall a lot, like I was at the time you were, like that time, I knew that I was getting bit. Like you were, it was the truth. Like it was getting bit. That's it. Bait we were using, like Joe.
Dude, I caught my first big calico on a sugar shaker.
Which is an insane bait to think about.
Dude.
But I mean, some of those
it's insane until you start throwing the 8-inch one.
I know. I did. I threw it a little bit. I didn't get bit on it. I got bit on the 5.75, which was fun. I hooked into something nice, but it spat it. I don't think I set the hook or whatnot. But regardless, it's such a joy to go big sometimes because you're like, I get it. I might not catch anything. But you know what? It's just gonna be for a fun time.
The night I caught my 10-pounder, it was a charter. And I was like, guys, the way they're eating, they're going big right now. Who wants to throw this 8-inch fluke? And no one wanted to. And I was like, well, all right.
Dude,
Yeah.
And
they
it was
called me that
it was
day.
like 5 casts later.
They called me that day. I was like, what? Video chat.
But dude,
Luke
This guy just
only
caught a
calls during the
10-pounder.
night when he catches
And then I
big
get,
fish.
and then I get dismissed for my 9. It's just a sand bass.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't matter. Turd roller.
But
hey,
so let's
speaking of big baits, let's move on to what you're doing now.
Making little baits.
I don't know, that one you showed me was pretty big.
Well, little baits to
well,
fit big baits.
So, just the Viking Head stuff, dude. Just you guys seen it? I started it probably 2 years ago. Just made kind of a boxer head style head. That's pretty much it. The weed guard. Then the next thing we came out was with the finesse head, which that one is kind of like a cool bait. It's like a lighter wire hook, up to from 1/0 to 3/0 and 8 3/16 and a quarter. And you can fish them on A rigs, but you got to use the bigger ones of quarters if you want to fish for spotties. And then after that, we made I think the scrounger was next, which I have one in my hand right now. So.
And Joe helped you design that, or?
Yeah, Joe helped design the scrounger, and then Kelly Pupo helped with the finesse. He helped kind of shape it, and I drew it out. And we kind of did that together.
A couple weeks ago, I had a guy catch his PB spotty on a scrounger on my boat.
Dude,
Really? How big?
Them too.
What?
For sure. You got to know how to use them too.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How big was the spotty?
I think like 16.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man, you definitely it's a technique, right? Like you definitely got to know how to fish it.
Or the right bait to put on it as well, too.
That too.
The
And
slug.
I feel like I think everybody fishes a little different within each bait, but I'm kind of trying to find where does it start vibrating and how slow can I go and have that vibration stay? Because I could just burn it, but I want it as slow as I can go, still vibrating.
What I usually do is I like swing and then just like slow cadence.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I usually do. I mean, we went out with Luke one time. Me and Daniel, we were with Nick Aaron from Lateral Vision. Dude, we were killing it, man. With this slug. Oh my god, it was insane.
I know you've had this, this time before, but when you're just like in this state of like euphoria from catching fish, that everything's funny, it's almost like it's like just being intoxicated at the moment. Charlie and I are in the front of the boat, just on the bout, crying, laughing, like making terrible casts and still hooking up and being like, just watch, just watch. And then like you're like, oh, see, I'm on again, and just like crying, laughing, and it was just so much
So
fun.
what do you like fishing on your scrounger, Nick?
Fluke. Yeah,
the fluke is like
flukes. Yeah,
yeah.
I love the fluke on this. I mean, it's kind of the DRT fluke works really well. I forgot the name of it. The VTS fluke, I think I fished that on it. Sudden impact fluke, fished just anything. Yeah.
You ever put a slug on it?
No, but I've seen a lot of people put the Daniel slug on it, doing real well.
6-inch slug.
Yeah.
The scrounger style head was actually created for flukes and slug style baits, which is why it works so well with both the fluke and the slug. A nice crossover though is I made the dragon tail to fish chatterbaits so that I would learn how to fish the chatterbait because I wanted a reason to fish it.
Mm-hmm.
But my buddy Simon, started fishing the dragon tail.
The dragon tail.
On the scrounger heads.
Yeah.
And I mean, would be nailing fish when nobody else was. He's like, oh yeah, I just spent 20 minutes catching, 6 or 7. I'm out of here. I'm good for the night. And you're like, dude, You just called me that you were down there. Like, that's insane.
The other thing you can do with the dragon tail on a scrounger is turn it on its side and give it more of a like perch shape.
But yeah, like that bluegill presentation.
Dude,
That's
I've
kinda
thrown
weird,
the
but I'll accept it.
I've thrown the paddle tail on a scrounger and did really good.
Charlie,
It gives
don't
it
you
a
have like a
that's
5-pound calico inshore on the scrounger and
no. It was on
Dragon
yeah
Damn.
yeah. It was on the
Yeah,
dragon tail.
mhm. So proof right there. It's in the
It
pudding.
was just
It's
it was
in
me and
Charlie's
you, right,
pudding.
Luke?
probably.
No, but I'm saying like even the paddle tail, like it'll give it a like this like nice roll
Yeah.
on a slow retrieve,
And
which is
okay, so since we're talking about it, here's everything that I like about the scrounger. Because it has a fixed head, you get to throw it a little bit slower, and you can bring down that retrieval speed substantially due to the fact that you don't have to get that blade, chattering because it's already fixed on the head. So even if you're going slow, you're going to have that wobble, which is why I like
I
the
think me and you
scrounger
were
more.
even messing around jerk baiting with it one time,
Oh, absolutely.
and it was
If
doing like weird stuff.
one of the things I'll do around docks, especially if I'm pitching, I'll give it a little flutter like this. There's so many different ways that you can fish it. You can
And it's
burn
a
it
lot
up,
more weedless
kill
than the
it,
chatterbait.
burn it up, kill it.
so
You can get creative with it, but
Yeah.
straight out of the box, cast and retrieve. It's a solid presentation.
so where how did you guys start with the design, Nick?
It was a son of a gun. It was probably the longest head. It took like I think 4 designs.
4.
4, yeah.
I imagine
So
getting
you
the plastic lip figured out was a pain.
No, they're Picasso lips. So I buy them from Picasso. It's the same lip, but
oh
you got to design your head around that lip, and it's.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I'll tell you what. I make the least amount of money off of that head, but I like. There's some. It's. I hate the swing head. That's the worst one ever. Period. The thing
Yeah,
I do have,
because of all the tackle.
I have like 4 people that could put split rings on faster than anyone in the fishing industry. My wife could put on, I think, like 200.
your wife?
Dude, yeah, dude, she does all the Viking work. She makes lures. She'll
Yeah.
glue on eyes. She's learning how to paint everything, dude.
That's cool,
Nice.
man.
I love
Yeah,
it.
she doesn't. So like, she wanted a business. I go, here's your fucking business. See, I can't stop.
So did you end up changing hooks on those
On the newer head,
on the swing head?
yeah, I did. We went to blacktail, so
Nice.
that's a change. Off of a couple people's recommendations, some real pros, some real strong anglers. I asked Luke, and he liked them. Says, okay. No, I asked
That's it.
I feel recommended.
If there's anybody who's
just-
put
just
those
admit it,
those
you didn't
hooks,
wanna
hold on,
test them.
Luke. But if there's anybody who's put those hooks through hell, it's been Luke, man. Like they work.
Nick
I went to him.
just
I
moved them
went-
because the testing was already done.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, damn, I heard good things about him. I'm like, wait, doesn't Luke use these things? So then I saw the PPS, and I'm like,
And
I
if
had-
you guys
I
were
had-
wondering, the 2-aught fits, the 4-inch slug very well, and the 4-aught fits the
There's the 1-aught.
4 and the 6-inch. And if you want to throw the 6-inch slug a little bit more, you can also bump it up to the 6-aught, EWG. I've done it. I've tried it. I like them.
there you go.
I've messed with the 1s and 2s a lot because they're so small and I can throw small paddle tails. And I'm fishing roped up, and there's times where I'm caught on the rocks and I'll just slowly pull it and it kind of straightens out a little. I grab my pliers and bend it back and land a 5-pounder. And it's like, dude, you can bend that hook back and it's still good.
That's like, the same thing I would do with sled heads when I first started. That was my jam.
Mhm.
That's all I used to bend those hooks out all the time, dude. And I just
Yeah.
bend them back and be like, I caught a 7-pound
Sir-
calico on a sled head, dude.
Go
Certain
until they
hooks
break.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Certain companies, you can bend the hooks back and it's fine. Certain ones, once they bend, they're garbage.
VMC. They won't go back. That was the first hook I started with on the heads. And we had some bend out issues, and I moved to the Mustad, the same one that everyone uses. But the
Mhm.
new head, since we're talking about that, the new head is this guy. So you can see That's
We're like,
bait
I
fish
know
color.
we all.
everybody went like this.
So that, and then it's a 2X hook, so you can see it's thick.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a
So-
little bit stouter.
So 1 ounce to a quarter, just the heads right now, and then we'll have the weed guard by the end of the year, and then the new A rig. Here's a new A rig head,
So what did you do different to that one?
lead now. Everyone
Oh,
likes
okay.
Instead of
lead.
resin.
Also, the other one was, what was the other one?
Resin.
Oh, okay.
The other one matched the old head. It was more the boxer style head. This one's
So why did you move from resin to lead?
I feel like the lead looks better. I like the way it looks because the resin. This is the problem too. Is the time it takes to make the A rig. I have to buy
Okay.
it, so I have to pour the head on the A rig. Then I have to paint it. If I paint it, put eyeballs on it, clear it. With the resin, you got to prep the resin before you paint it. You can't just shoot paint on it.
Oh yeah.
You have to do that with lead too as well. You got to put, acetone or something on it before you paint it. You can't just paint lead because there's usually powder or impurities on it. So
Yeah.
with the resin, it just took so much longer. Like you got to wash, like you listen to bait makers, you can't just spray on resin. You got to wash it like soap, dry it out, make
Mhm.
sure it's dry, then you can paint. And it's like, dude, that takes forever. So, I mean, truth be told, I see everyone has a lead head on their thing. And I'm like, I don't think people really care. I personally, Caesar was one that liked this too. He likes the lead. He thinks it noses down the A-rig a little more. So
It probably does.
But a lot of the times I'm throwing A-rigs to drop down, so I don't really care. So when I throw my A-rigs, like I'm usually dropping on structure, like Bobby Martinez style. That's how he taught me. So I mean, where I don't give a shit. I'm putting heavy heads on there, getting it down as quick as I can, letting it kiss the bottom, and whoop, right back up, So
So how heavy does the A-rig go?
For the head, how heavy is the head?
Yeah, the new one.
The 3/4.
3/4.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
then,
what
That's a
Charlie's
pretty big-
asking is there's no weight differentiation. It's not like you have a 1/4 ounce, a 3/8
No,
ounce, and a half
no.
ounce.
Well,
No,
don't you have a finesse? Don't you have a finesse A-rig?
I have the same thing, and the finesse A-rig has a 3/16 ounce head. It's real small, but it matches the same thing. I'll have pictures of that coming up. I just didn't have any cleared or anything. So I did the
That's
same thing. I changed the head. I want everything to match. I just feel like
Mhm.
I didn't have an identity maybe the first year of like how I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Done. So you got
Now
to
you're
go back.
buttoning up your look.
Yeah, and I like the it makes sense. Like I was talking about earlier, like for me to paint this is so much easier than for me to paint a box.
Mhm.
I have a boxer style head, so that top of the head, you're like, this I have to paint at an angle here. It's a bitch. You got to be consistent. Your back's just hurting when I'm painting just all night, just trying to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as you get tired, that airbrush starts drifting on you.
Yep. Oh yeah. Then it's like, oop, there goes a little more cheek. Whatever.
And you also you've got your technique where you've got your your elbow and your shoulder locked,
Yeah.
and as soon as you get tired, you start using your wrist, and everything goes to hell.
So Dave said A-rig blades raise the rig up, leads to keep the hook. I can't see.
Lead
Down
keeps
better.
it down better.
Yeah, you get a lot of drag when you have a lot of blades. I
Yeah.
learned that too. So like if you're trying to get down quick, bigger heads, but sometimes they want the blade still, man. Like
Mhm.
I'm an A-rig.
Yeah, I've got both. I've got like a blade one and a no blade one.
I fish the A-rig like I'm a slut for the A-rig for sure. That's like my when you're with that
That's
buddy,
your go-to.
like I fish it every which way. Like I throw it.
That's how I think that's how Reggie fishes
Reggie,
hard, like with the A-rig.
Dave is too. Like we're all the same. Like
Dave too, yeah.
we like dropping down deep. I like dragging it over structure, just kissing the bottom. Like, man, when I first learned it, I caught so many big fish on it. I took third in a tournament in it. Like SBF.
Nice.
Yeah.
It does. It sure is a technique to it too. A lot of people's like, "Oh,
interesting is
A-rig is cheating." Like, bro, you can't just get an A-rig and
Nah.
Yeah,
you got to know how to fish it, man.
You got to learn it.
You got to know how to fish it.
Schooling fish, and it's a game over.
I mean, even right now, I haven't caught all that many fish on the A-rig this year. not like I have in like the past 2 years. Like 2 years ago, you throw that into an open slip and it's done. But now it's like you gotta. I don't know if
Yes,
they're
sir.
more tuned into A rigs to
I
swim
think it's
baits in general.
wire size as well. Like it's, man, I make a finesse one smaller than the one that I have that I'm going to put out later. It's like, I mean, it's for freshwater. I will use it for spotties because I know it's going to work great, but it's going to mangle that A rig up so quick. The
Yeah.
spotty's so strong, but it's the wire. You can see when the spotties now, I think line matters a lot, dude. Like you
Well, I
can't.
You
was
think so?
also
I think so. And you
Well,
port dry fish.
I
Like what?
think
I was
we've
Like
also. I
elaborate.
think we've. I feel like we've also
well,
had really clear water lately, and I think that's been a huge role in needing to think about line a lot more because it's like in Marina del Rey, where I fished, where I can only really speak to, some of the water is so crystal clear, I don't even fish it anymore. I just
Yeah.
go, that's too clear, to the next spot. I I might throw the crankbait once in there and then I just go, why did I even do that?
Yeah.
Why did I
Yeah.
waste my time fishing the clear water?
What do you
well,
fish? What's your weight line that you like fishing for spotties, Nick?
Well,
Well,
axe
well,
blade, I'll use that's the things I fish a lot for spotties will be the axe blade, which I'm gonna throw 15-pound fluoro to like 30-pound braid. And I never really break off. I like 17. Mike Stenbridge turned me on to 17 fluoro. And I use that a lot too. That's a really good one. He had a good even in the back harbor, I'll use that sometimes. Mike, I couldn't get bit. I talked to Mike. Mike's like, hey, try throwing 17-pound on there.
I've never bought 17, but I like it. I like 25. I like those kind of off numbers where it's
Yeah,
like
it's kind of like in between the sweet,
in
right? Like
these
that
little sweet
sweet.
spots.
Yeah, it's
See,
kind of like
I'm gonna throw on straight 40-pound leader, but 17 sounds kind of cool.
what do you fish
well,
when
it's
you
kind of like go for
what,
it. Sorry.
what do you fish when you fish MDR, like say the break wall? Are you fishing leader or no leader?
Yes,
break. Well,
I 30.
Yeah.
I'm
going
30.
leader. I'm
You
going leader
say the break
always.
wall at MDR?
Like
Yeah,
the submerged break wall at Santa Monica right there.
Oh, 40.
Yeah.
Leader?
40. 40.
40.
Okay.
I'm I've really streamlined what I do, and it may not be right and it may not work for everyone. And it's super simple. I go 40 to 40, and if I need to go lighter, I go 40 straight braid.
Makes
I
sense.
I may occasionally, if we're daytime fishing in the harbor, drop down to 20.
Yeah.
I might if I were with you and you were like, "Hey, go down to 15." I'm not going to sit there and argue with you, especially if
Yeah,
I'm
for
hopping into
sure.
your program, because
But see,
I
that's
think
what gets me is that like I would do the same thing, but then I look at Cody. The outliers Cody always, and
Mhm,
Cody goes so freaking heavy. I'm like,
mhm.
there's
Catching
no way.
spotted
And he
bay bass.
catches
Mind
big
you
ones
this.
still, and he catches big.
Catching 19-inch spotted bay bass on 40-pound
Well,
test.
one of the things that I'll say is I might not catch as many fish as the next guy, but I'm not going to lose that big one.
True.
Yeah,
And
I'm,
for
I'm short
me,
pounding with 30-pound. Like,
I'm doing it
I
both.
mean,
I'm catching a big one and losing it at the same time.
like I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. Like, it's easy to break off, especially like MDR is like very structured, right?
Dude,
Like so much.
this morning I went out. I was going to fit. I had a plan. I was like, cool. I'm fishing the scrounger head. I want to throw the 6-inch slug right now. It's been a little bit weird lately, so I'm just trying to see what kind of the rhythm is now. Uh, First cast. My bait just goes flying. It's almost like I just was like, I just was like, all right, let's see how far I can pitch this thing. I will be trying out for the Dodgers later. And then so I go back up. I tie on again. Second cast into a rock, and then it's like break off, and I'm just like,
It's
I
just
don't
one of
even
those
want to be
days,
here
man.
anymore.
It's
back
just
to
one of
back
those
big
days.
dogs.
I'm glad I tied on 8-pound.
Yeah,
No, but
but man,
it like my thing is like fishing and structure. I mean, even with 30, I could pull my jig out if I'm fishing a jig. Like I can pull it out
I'll
sometime.
buy new I'll buy new hooks and put them on. Like
It's
Serious.
just I don't know. I like fishing heavy, but then the new iRod 742 came out, so like I'm
Can't
fishing
put
it.
40 pound on that motherfucker.
No, you can't. I'm
I'll do
fishing.
it.
I'm
I'll
fishing
do it.
12. I'm fishing
Yeah.
12. You know, I caught a nice 15 on it. I had my drag set really good, and
Usually
but
what
other
you-
huh?
What reel?
Pen 300, 2500 pen.
the Penn
You guys are
A
Fathoms,
pen,
those bait casters.
huh?
No, it's a
The-
spinner.
Spinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the 742 is a spinner.
That's
So
nice.
fun, man.
It looks like it's the finesse kind of rod, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, it's like 3/8 ounce. No, 1/8 to 3/8.
It's like a perfect drop shot rod, huh?
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like
Oh,
that's what
fun.
it's. Yeah, that's what it's meant for. We
Yeah.
went out with T. I went out with T. Freshwater fishing, and I was throwing a little like what is it like a 95 pointer? I think it's a 95 or a 770.
Little guy.
Dude, a little jerkbait, Lucky Craft. Dude, it's so fun. You got your drag like loose, and it's like so cool. So cool.
So, Charlie kind of asked you what kind of line you run, but let's go a little bit deeper. What's your full setup? Since you kind of already mentioned the axe blade, you broke down that. What's your rod for the axe blade? But also for those who are looking to throw the A rig, what's your setup? A rig to line class to braid, straight mono, and what rod?
So I have two A rig rods. I have the 794.
Perfect.
That one I put 50-pound braid. I do 200 reels on this one because it's a little lighter. I could throw the finesse one. I'll throw the heavy one sometimes as well. This is like if we're going to like
What 200 reel?
all Daiwa Tatulas. Yeah, I love the T-wing. I feel like I can cast 10 miles with it.
I like the Tatula's handles.
I do.
They
I have
got
to
those
go.
kind of fat. They got kind of fat paddle handles.
Yeah, and I have to go.
Luke, why are you sounding all sexual?
Dude, the Tatula.
Hey, let
He's
me
like,
show
I
you.
like the tattoo handles.
He's gonna pull his pants down right now. I'll show you Tatula right here.
Man, I didn't know we got crazy up in here real quick.
So big? It's big?
There's not like I got mitts and there's not a paddle handle that's that big.
I was
Dude.
just thinking real quick. Thank God this isn't an audio only, because that last little bit would have been so confusing to just audio. Where Charlie's like, "It's so big." After you're like, "Oh, he's pulling his pants down."
All right, so you say you have two setups for A rigs. What's the other one?
And then the other one is the 802. That one's like my sand bass when I'm dropping like on isers or pipe. When I'm throwing them going deep, that's a heavier backbone. I'll
Tom
use
asked,
30
"How
pound.
deep is deep?" By the way,
Oh yeah, I was gonna post that. How deep is deep?
The deepest I usually fish on the pipe will be like 110, 120.
It's pretty deep.
I've seen.
I've
Actually, I
never
have a
fished the
funny
pipe.
story. I have the funny story. I hope Tom doesn't get mad. This was a really good. So
we'll have him on next week to defend himself. So don't worry.
yeah, he'll laugh. We were in the new boat. We were in my boat, so people don't know who I am. So we're at the pipe fishing deep, and we see them fishing because I have a hookup baits thing on there, And so we drive by them, and we're fishing deep. So like same spot he would be fishing, and Phil goes, "F you, stupid," like talking crap and like messing with them. And then Tom's like, "Oh." Like he didn't know it was us. Nothing to do. We'll do it again. Hold on. So then we went by, and Tom's like, "Hey, what's your effing problem, man?" And we're like, "Hey, dude, it's us." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know." It was funny. If I could use the cuss words, it was pretty hilarious. But
Dude, it's crazy because like when we fish at night, like you can't see anything, right? Like you don't know who it is, and then you have a boat drive by. Hey, you just it's natural. You just go. Hey.
yeah, that's it.
You don't even know who it is.
Yeah, we ran into Peck last week.
Oh,
We
did
didn't
you?
realize it was him till we were in the parking lot.
That's
Oh, he was at the. You saw him at the wall.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he was kind of up on the corner, and so I went a ways past him. I was like, I don't know, I don't know who's who, and I don't want to be rude, so I'm going to go as far away as I would want someone else to go, and then maybe even a little further, just to not step on any toes. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that was me on the corner that you went by."
you usually
I'm
see.
like, "Good, I'm glad I did it all kosher."
When I used to go out, you'd see everyone all the time. Like I haven't been out for a minute, so I
No one's
So are
been
you
out
planning
for a
to go
minute.
out soon?
There haven't been a lot of boats lately.
No, yeah, I have next week off, so I need to fix my injectors, and I want to try to go fish twice, I think, and then maybe night and day. I'd like to go deep. I know Izers is biting really good from what I heard, so I might go to Izers.
Iser's always biting.
Yeah,
I'm working on my boat right now so I can be part of the cool kids club.
Promise me you'll never take that boat to the wall.
I already have.
No, you've taken it to the inside of the wall.
Well, of course, he's not going to take it outside.
I've taken it to the inside of the wall, just not the outside.
Listen,
The outside of it.
I'm gonna do a little PSA. Nothing wrong with the inside of the wall, but you it's like saying I slam dunked and someone boosted you. Like fishing the wall's the outside.
There you go. There's a new thing. Fishing the wall.
That's mean.
Yeah.
It's not mean. It's just like
I
think it was Chris. I think it was Chris. Chris Lillis said it. He said you don't see big ones on the inside.
Hey,
you see big ones, but not monsters.
Well, dude, I don't know, man.
You know what it's like fishing the inside, just like sticking the tip in. You go all the way and you want to go out.
The what? Fishing the inside is what?
You're just sticking the tip in.
I got
okay.
We go all the way.
I got to 3rd and a half base.
3rd and a half. You're playing pickle in between 3rd and home.
No, but like honestly, inside's cool. I've got big fish in there. I think we've got multiple 6s and 5s on the inside. But
I just want to let you know
I've taken my boat to the wall, we're not talking about the inside.
My boat has made it to PV and back from Marina Del Rey.
I'm just asking for your own safety that you don't take your boat to the wall.
What if it's glass?
Before, Luke, have you done that?
What if it's good? Like, what if it's not rough?
Daniel's already flipped that boat once.
No,
I think it's flipped.
Wait, you flipped it before?
Yeah, I was.
Don't go.
I was hooping and we got caught up in the rocks and then a wave just washed over the back of us.
No way.
Flipped us real quick.
Does your wife know that?
He was single.
I don't know.
He was single still.
Well, no, that was before marriage, before it happened. So
he was single. This was when Daniel was still like busting missions at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's very good.
But yeah, what we should have done is just cut the pot, but we were catching lobster pretty consistently, so we wanted the pot because we were killing it. So my buddy's holding on to the pot, and right now the boat's kind of facing inshore, so it's dragging us down as a wave comes around the break wall and just washes straight in. And I'm bailing as fast as I can, but I mean it's filling up real quick. We should have just cut the line, taken the loss, and not flipped. But hindsight is what they say. You were
doing the young man's game at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when Daniel would bust missions, man. He would sleep in his car and fish the next day.
That's
still
crazy.
would. No.
That ain't happening no more.
Maybe. I want a bed with lumbar support now. That's what I want. I dream about going
the first time me and Daniel went fishing, he was sleeping in his car when I pulled up. I'm like, "What? You fall asleep?" And he's like, "Oh, I went fishing last night and just came to the parking lot and slept till you showed up."
Oh damn!
That was the first time.
We were doing like a 2 a.m. launch.
That was that was my night. I mean, my morning.
Could have been.
Gavin,
could have been my morning.
I think did that or something. We were fishing one harbor, then to another harbor. Yeah, I mean overnight trips are fun. Late night trips are fun for sure. But yeah, it definitely takes somebody with a different schedule than mine.
For
So
real.
you got any new stuff coming down the pipe you want to talk about?
Colors. So we're gonna go back to stocking the site now that my wife and my son have actually started helping with the Viking head stuff. So the Viking's working on the actual heads, and so is Herpingina, my son. If you guys remember that, from the podcast. My oldest one, he's they're helping. They're doing everything too. So we're able to keep up on stock more. So we're gonna stock the site this Friday. We'll have 2 colors that you can't really get from us. It's a yellow, school bus yellow, and then we have a brown with an orange belly. So we'll have those 2 colors. Limited run. It just we'll have packs up there, and they sell when they
Brown
sell.
with an orange belly is a good combo.
Yeah, and then I
I'm
have
Also
also
about
an
school bus yellow.
School bus yellow was that was a Bobby Bobby and Joe both picked that. So the new headline, which is this one, has all those colors. So the new color line is going to be a little different than the old one. Just purple, green, blue baitfish, shad. Then I'll have school bus yellow, red, and bing bong, and that's it. So that's
Bing bong.
Yeah,
Is that like the spotty? Is that like the spotty color?
That's the green with the yellow belly. That's
Yeah.
Caesar's color. Uncle Bing
That's
Bong.
Caesar's color.
Yeah.
The bing bong.
Yeah, his.
Yeah, I got at Glizzy's. I bought one of his wind chime. He calls them the wind chimes.
Yeah.
The Uncle Bing Bong. The green, like the green with the yellow.
Yeah, like same. That's his color we used for it, and that's what he liked, and it's done really good. So we have that releasing. The new heads you can grab at Longfin. So we just updated the new heads there. Performance will be next, which I think is in 2 weeks. So they'll have the new style head. And pocket change. Yeah, they all have everyone has it now. So if you guys go to Performance,
use pocket change.
Pocket change is like
4 heads. 4
yeah, like just heads. Blems, right?
Oh, no, they're not blems. They're heads.
Oh, they're not blems. They're legit.
I think they're just the head, though, right?
No hooks. No hooks.
Yeah.
No hooks.
Oh, okay.
So you get, instead of buying, I would personally, I'd rather buy the pocket change. If you do that,
and then just put your own hooks.
Because you want to put your hook on it.
Yeah, dude.
Well, yeah, because then you can customize it to whatever you want.
That's
you don't have to basically pay extra for an EWG hook.
That's typically what I do with heads, is because I'm putting the black tails on them anyway.
Yeah.
So I sell,
and I'm also usually doing a 3/4 with like a 2.0 or a 1.0.
Yeah, exactly. So I sell just the heads. They're random though, so they're not blem. So it's like I'll just grab, like, you'll have a red bing bong, shad, and the bait fish will just be in the bag with 4 split rings. So it's kind of like,
oh, okay,
you get a deal. It's less labor for me because I don't got to put the freaking split ring on.
Oh, but you're putting split rings on them too.
Yeah, no, the ones that go to the shop,
nice.
We build it all. It's just like any other swing head. There's 2 in a pack hanging on split ring.
The pocket change doesn't have a split ring.
No.
Oh, the pocket change. Okay.
There's no
so
hook.
The pocket change.
Who?
4 heads, 4 split rings. They're separated in the bag. Just bag.
$9.99.
Oh, so the split rings come with it?
Yes, it's just no hook.
They're just not attached. Gotcha.
Yeah. $9.99.
Less work.
$9.99.
$9.99.
Yep,
perfect.
It's cheaper. I'm telling you, dude. You guys can get a pack of hooks in the heads for like nothing, because you'll have more hooks than you need. I think it's great. But so that
I want to know. Have you ever used I want to say they're the squid hooks by Blacktail. I use those for drop shotting, but do you ever put those on the swing head and then nose hook stuff? Did I get out there?
Who are you asking that to?
You, Luke.
You, Luke, because you're like, I always change out my hooks.
I'm not.
Are you
like,
fucking with me?
No. Do I look like I'm nose hooking things?
Hey,
I didn't. I thought you were just.
Hey, that was a
I thought you
legit
did
question,
cool
Luke.
things like that.
I couldn't. I was like, he can't be talking to me.
Yeah, Luke just uses stuff straight out the bag.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
I'm at the break wall, nose hooking stuff, and just right into the rocks.
I nose hook my drop shot stuff.
Oh,
so thank you, Nick.
What
That was kind of the crux
Where
of
do
what
you
I
do?
wanted
Do
to know.
I look like the?
my
Do I
drop
look like
shot
the?
stuff.
Do I look
Are
like
you
the kind of guy
nose-hooking
that's ever
anything
thrown a
on-
drop shot?
Luke, let me catch you drop shotting at the wall.
Dude,
I
catch
just
me
want to
drop
let you
shot and
guys
just
know
throw me
that
over the
Luke
edge of the
doesn't
boat.
catch. Luke
Hold
doesn't catch
on,
any of
Nick.
his
Somebody
dead
asked,
guys.
are you going to be stocking the pocket change on your website?
Yeah, that'll be stocked up as well.
Yeah. Luke's got all. I'm gonna. Luke catches all his fish on the drop
So
shot.
wait a minute.
He just tries not
Hold
to.
on, hold on, hold on. I just want to make sure. Am I taking a swing head and nose hooking it with the drop shot weight as well?
No, just
You
the
know
hook.
what? At this point, yes. At this point, yes.
A swing head drop shot?
I'm drawing it for you.
No,
I'm
Daniel,
drawing
I've
it
not
for
done
you.
that.
I know what he's saying. I know what Daniel's saying. He's just saying
It was a legit question, Luke.
No, I didn't. I was like, there's no way that was. I thought you guys were froze. I was like, there's no way he asked me that.
I thought I was like, he said Luke, right? I'm like,
Right? He was like,
I didn't catch that part, and I was just like, there's no way that was directed at me.
I thought you froze.
I thought you guys all froze.
You're welcome. You're walking. You're welcome, Jagger. You're welcome, man. Yeah. So performance. Big shout out to performance, by the way. Love Joe.
All
Love
right.
Mark.
So, Luke, are you doing this at all?
Nope, definitely not.
No,
100%.
He drew it out. I can't
Definitely
believe
not.
it. He drew it out. So you
I like
said that the Viking heads, the new heads, are going to be at performance next.
They'll be at Performance next, and then they'll be at Anglers Mountains, Newport.
Oh, this is where are you at? What shops are you at?
We're at Eric's Tackle, Martin's Tackle, Performance Tackle, Anglers Choice in San Diego. We're at Longfin. We're at Johnny's Tackle. And I said Melton's Newport already. I know I'm missing.
Yeah, you did.
Longfin. I said Longfin.
Yeah.
And Tackle
Johnny's
Warehouse.
is a cool shop that doesn't get talked about a lot.
Johnny's is like a perfect shop for those like Pasadena. Up
Yeah,
there.
when I used to work in Burbank, and every now and then I'd have a slow day and swing into there.
Yeah, they're great. Great shop. They have a little bit of everything. Like it's really a good shop. I would check it out, guys. Martin's Tackle. That's another one that no one goes.
Oh, you're in Martin's too, huh?
Yeah,
Martin's. Big shout outs to Martin's.
Yeah, dude, he has great deals on stuff. If you guys are looking for like hooks and stuff,
where is he? I've never
he's
been
in
there.
LA.
He's on 30. He's on 34th and Western.
Yeah,
really.
Like 34th. Yeah.
Dude, me and Charlie are gonna have to go there. That's in our neighborhood.
Dude,
he has the I had gone. Remember, I told you because it's hard to find like bullet weights for like Texas rig. So he has a guy that pours. So he's probably gonna see if he could get some poured. Yeah, he has a lot of stuff, man, and like a bargain, dude.
Yeah,
bargain.
Check him out. That's a good tackle shop to go to. But I mean, all the tackle shops you guys are near are great. Oh, Fisherman's Access. That's another one. Forgot about that. They just put a huge order in. So if you guys are looking for them, they're all stocked.
Any online shops?
Just Tackle Warehouse right now. That's it.
Oh, your Tackle Warehouse.
And then the Viking Head website. So you can go to the Viking Head website. Like I said, on Friday, we'll drop those 2 new colors. And then the other thing we're going to be putting out is a tailspin, just a 2 and a 3 ounce.
Nice.
Maybe 1 ounce. I don't feel like there's a need for it because Demiki does a great job on that already. So I think I'll just stick with the 2 and the 3 because I don't really see one that anyone has except Caesar's is great. His is awesome. If you guys want to see another option, check out Caesar's tailspin. It's awesome. It's like a resin with a weight inside of it. It's a little different presentation, something different. You guys might be able to catch on. He's also making spinner baits and he's got a ton of shit, man. Caesar, it's super cool to see him come down here and kind of embrace the whole salt thing and go full throttle, man.
Yeah. Yeah, those spinner baits that he did, they're pretty dope. And then he has some that are already like double weighted, like the head, and then it has like a little weight belly on it.
Yeah. The thing I like about Caesar is that he's just one of those creative guys that is going to do anything and everything. So it's like whatever he's like, yeah, whatever I want to put my mind to and I have the time to do it, it's going to get
Dude,
done. Which is really cool to see.
Me and Luke, we've been fishing the ABS, the junior. Dude, that thing swims legit.
It works really good, dude.
And like
Got it right here.
even like slow rolling it, it just like it swims so good.
You gotta see Caesar fish it at the wall because he was roping him when we went. This was a while ago. This is like before he put him out. He was like, I'm like, damn, and the way he was fishing, just kind of like a crankbait, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll dive if you crank them down.
Yeah, they're great bait.
That's fun.
Yeah, dude.
That's about it for the show. So we'll have those tailspins available probably at the end of the month. There's a 2 and 3 ounce. It's going to be like the 2 ounce is cool when there's a lot of current anywhere you go. I hadn't really pitched them on docks. It might be a deeper dock, but they kind of do a little bit of everything. The biggest thing on these tailspins I'm going to make, they have a swivel inside the belly. So,
nice.
Nice.
So you won't get the hook spit out.
Well, because in my mind, it's for sand bass. You know they're going to spin on there. It's like
for the roller.
Use them for.
Dude, I had a sand bass the other night that I could feel that it wrapped the line around itself, and then feel it like a yo-yo unwrap.
Yeah, I mean, you know how they work. I mean, and this is more of a bait. That's why I'm just going to sell on my side. It's like a, for us kind of guys that would want it.
Yeah.
Like it's not like everyone's going to want it. It's just something fun that I want.
Hey, don't say that. You never know.
No, I do know. And
it's going to revolutionize.
You probably bring it out and everybody wants it.
I'm like, no, I don't want it. I've tried that.
You heard it here first. It's coming to the Delta.
Any chance we're gonna have a Christmas event?
Ooh, no more?
Nah. Like I said, I think
never.
The podcast. I mean, it's just I'm so busy. It's with the kids, and it kind of sucks. I mean, I love the whole podcast, but having that break and being with my little guy, he's 7. I'm like, man, I kind of did miss a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it was fun, and I love it. But I'm not saying like I regret doing any of it. But it's nice spending more time with the kids.
Yeah,
be more present.
So but guys, we'll see you in December for the Time on the Water toy drive.
There you go. There you go. You have my blessings. Take it over.
Hey, Luke, you're setting that one up. I'll be there in support.
I'm super busy. I don't do anything.
Charlie, you're setting it up.
Dude, Charlie's already the mic guy at the last toy drive. So
yeah, he's good.
He's already halfway there.
Yeah, huh? We should do it.
You should.
We should do it.
Who's we? Wait, we.
All right,
we
guys.
should do it.
I'm getting called to
dinner. But Nick, anybody you want to plug before you go?
Yeah, real quick. Phil, thanks for helping out with the Leadhead Company. Adam Ossie, Fishing Slayer, another guy that I appreciate. He's kind of a pro staff. We give stuff to, and he catches a ton of stuff. Bobby Martinez, Garrett, Whack, Caesar, pretty much whole crew. John from Stay Bent, Jonathan, Morel, T, another big help. Pretty much all my friends from the podcast you've seen have helped me in a certain way, either it be the company or the podcast. And I'm glad everyone liked the podcast. I'm done with it, so you guys can hear that here, and I hope you guys can fill in that little void that is missing right now because I feel like you're doing a good job of all the new ones.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So
I don't think we'll ever fill that void because it was so unique, but we'll do our thing.
Yeah, no, I love your guys' thing. Like I said, your guys is the only one I really listened to when you were.
Thanks, man.
We're gonna get better from here.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We're just gonna stay average.
Hey, that's kind of we're the average Joe.
If you want to listen to some good podcasts, there's some really good ones out there. If you want to stay average, there'll be some stupid stuff going on.
Just hang out. Just hang out.
Some stupid stuff for you guys. So if you guys,
just hang out.
With potatoes.
But Nick, man, appreciate you hopping on with us, sharing your stuff, and I wanted to ask.
Good to hear from you.
You know, I wanted to ask some more questions, but we'll make it for another time. You know.
Yeah, sure, I'm
Dude, just
down.
ask him real quick. Rapid fire, Charlie.
Pow, 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 pow.
Go.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, Viking. Why Viking? Like, why Viking heads?
So real quick, it was supposed to be bullet tooth baits. Bullet tooth bait was my son. I called him bullet tooth. He had a tooth knocked out, and he had a silver tooth. I love the movie Snatch and Bullet Tooth Tony from Snatch. So I called my son Bullet Tooth. Bullet Tooth Hulk, I called him. That was his nickname. So I'm like, Bullet Tooth Baits. And Bobby, another Martinez, another big influence. And I ran it by him. He's like, stupid, bro. It's dumb. Like, you know what you should do? I'm like, what? He's like, call it Viking. That's tough.
Oh,
I'm like, dude, I'm fucking Mexican, dude. What do you? He's like, your wife's Viking. She's Norwegian. I'm like, and it'll make me look good because I'll be like, I named it after my wife. That's why I came up with the idea. It's tough. So I ran it by my wife too. She's like, oh, that's cool. So Goonie drew a cool logo and we ran with it. And so the whole Viking thing is kind of cool because my wife is involved making it. She's the Viking. If you guys listen to the podcast, you know she used to get on me when I get trashed and throw up all over the backyard and have fun.
Dude, I was there when she got on you for not putting up the shelves.
There you go. See,
dude,
you guys,
super cool, man.
Yeah, so that was with the whole Viking head thing. So it should have been Bullet Tooth. So it turned to Viking. I even have the logo, Bullet Tooth Baits. So
Nice.
That's something that Luke
that was all your questions, Charlie?
No, I just wanted. That was one that I wanted to ask.
Luke,
but
Luke in to me is like that too. I'll be like, "Hey, Luke, I got an idea." No, it's stupid.
And he goes, "Why?" And I said, "I don't feel like explaining why all your bad ideas are bad.
Yeah,
but when they're awesome, I'll tell you they're awesome."
Bobby,
nah, there's some pretty cool.
That's how.
There's some pretty cool ideas.
There are cool ones, and I'll say that too.
All right.
But yeah. All right, guys.
We gotta get
Nick,
going.
again, thanks a lot for coming, man.
Okay, guys. Thanks for everything.
See you guys on the next one.
Next week.
All right.
Peace.
See you guys. We just hang out.